First, I was going to kind of go through memory lane a little bit and talk about Paper Mario. So Paper Mario was one of the series that I finished this year. And it was kind of the first time I was like, okay, well, Origami King is coming. And coming to the realization of, you know what? I've never played Paper Mario, any of them. And so I was like, it would be cool to just go and play all of them. So why not? Why not play all of them? It's kind of like the idea is like, why not go play all of them? And so that's kind of what I did. I embarked on my first quest for the year, which was playing Paper Mario. So let me kind of switch over here. Hello, sweetie.
Hey, do you need anything?
I'm okay. I just had some crackers.
Okay.
But maybe afterwards, maybe fix me a peanut butter sandwich.
Sure.
All right. So, so let me bring up. Yeah, Neil's my support system for today. All right, so let's take a look at. Well, actually, I'm gonna mute the audio but kind of take a look at it. So I played Paper Mario. Was one of the first games I played. I started it on June 13th. So even before I was affiliate, I started with Paper Mario. It was played on Wii U, and the Wii U N64 emulator is kind of dark, so that's why it looks a little dark. But it took me about 30 hours to complete, and it was funny that I had never played any of the Paper Mario games. I'd played, I'm a big Mario fan. I've played all the Marios. I love RPGs. And I haven't played. Everyone asked me, have I played the Mario RPG? I've not played Mario RPG, but I definitely will probably come back and play it at some point. But it's Mario, it's RPGs, it's two great tastes together, and so why haven't I played them? So my overall impression was I was impressed. I was impressed with the very first Paper Mario. I impressed that it was on the Nintendo 64. They did a good job of, it's not very expensive when you're rendering these things to do just a card, right, in this 3D world. And so I thought they did a good job with using kind of the limited capabilities of the N64 when it came to 3D stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And so the original Paper Mario I thought was really good. It introduced all the kind of pieces that would be there for at least the first few Paper Marios. They really changed a lot in Paper Mario. Unlike, well, Zelda, we can talk about Zelda later, but it was it, like I said, it set the foundation for a lot of the series. It had companions, which would become very, very prominent in all the whole series. It would have HP, which was pretty much in every single one of them. The first few had SP, so basically, spell points, which is basically what it was. It had turn-based attacks, and it also had this idea of when you hit something, you'd press a button in order to do something, which goes all the way to Origami King. As you were doing an attack, you also had real-time action attacks. What else? It had random encounters, just like an RPG. I thought that was really cool. And it was kind of a standard RPG like story where you kind of went and you collected all these things, and then you went and fought these different bosses, and so it was pretty standard from that. But I was impressed with it. I thought it was really good for a Nintendo 64 game. So it's kind of like we've been sitting here playing Castlevania, and I think Castlevania is really good for an NES game. But for a Nintendo 64 game, I thought they did a lot with what they had. So, and it was fun. Of course, it was a standard Bowser kidnaps Peach story, which they did change that up later on. So, all right. So now let's talk. Let's talk. 'Cause, 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 ' So now we're going to switch to Thousand Year Door. So Thousand Year Door, I started on July 3rd. So again, before I was an affiliate. So yeah, I'm going to get to that too, especially later on. Some of the worlds looked like cardboard. So yeah. So this one was on the GameCube. I started on July 3rd. It took me about 45 hours to complete. So it's a really long game for those games at the time. It was, it was Legend of Zelda length in time. Definitely the graphics on the GameCube took an upgrade. It was nice because Bowser was not the bad guy in this one. In fact, they kind of played up with that. Bowser was kind of there were like Bowser modes that you played and stuff like that. It was pretty funny. Bowser was just trying to catch up to the whole story. It was a true sequel to Paper Mario. It was better story, more depth, new companions, new enemy, but yet they kept like most of it there, right? I liked how there were more puzzles in the world to solve and stuff like that. There was a lot of wandering around and solving puzzles. There was a lot of characters that you talked to. Yeah, Bowser was a comical B plot. Yeah, that was really good, and it was funny too. Yeah. This one was my favorite of the Paper Mario. So if you've never played Thousand Year Door, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, this is the one I think you should play because it's pretty good. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, this one introduced, which would this would be held over to Origami King. This one was the first one that had an audience, right? Yeah, so there was an audience, and the audience came and would interact with the battle, and I thought that was a neat touch to it as well, right? Yeah, it is kind of one of everyone's favorite one, right? But yeah, it really was a good one. Let's see. Yep, it was just a meaty story. It was really good. It had all these different characters, like these little meeps or whatever they were called. I can't remember what they were called, but they were these little characters and stuff like that. It was good. It was a really good story. I really enjoyed this one. And like I said, this is the one I'd recommend if you haven't picked up one. I'd maybe play Paper Mario and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I think those two go great together, especially if you liked Origami King. Oh yeah, there was a whole point where you became like a championship wrestler, and it was done so well. Bug Fables. You know what? Someone brought that up when I was playing this. Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. All right, so let's talk about Super Paper Mario. So Super Paper Mario, which is barely a Paper Mario game. Super Paper Mario was like a complete departure from Thousand Year Door. Like, in fact, it was like it's completely different. Now, where it's different in gameplay, the story was really good. You had Mr. L, who was gonna come and attack you. Yeah, the story exactly, Pocket Bear. The story is really good. And actually, you kind of team up with Bowser in this one. So it's you, Peach, Bowser, and Luigi coming together and playing, and then you have these little pixels who are your companions, and they have different different abilities for each of them. Yeah, it was different. It was more of a platformer. So if you like Mario, and I liked what they did with it was they made it 3D. Oh, and this one was on the Wii. Yeah. Yeah, so it was 2D gameplay, but you could occasionally switch into the third dimension and the whole level would twist. And that was kind of I guess the whole I don't know, gimmick of this one. It was on the Wii. It took me about 26 hours to complete, so it wasn't as long as the other games. It you still had hit points. So even though it was a platformer, you still had hit points. And like I said, very good story. It was super compelling. I kept wanting to play it. But it was not like the other Paper Marios. It was just a different game. And that's okay. It was just different. It was just a different game. All right. So let's talk about the next one, which some of y'all know what my feelings about this one. All right. So the next one is Sticker Star, and it was on the 3DS. I started it on July 22nd. It took me about 34 hours to complete. The art style is beautiful. So this game looks wonderful. This kind of goes back to the whole world looked like cardboard. And they like, even those clouds you see right there, the clouds were cardboard, and they made it look like the cardboard was just moving. And then you can see how Bowser had that sticker, like that I can't remember what those are called, like it's not lenticular, but it just that type of sheen to the sticker. They really leaned into the stickers, right? And so by that aspect, it was cool, right? I kind of like that they took and did something different with it. But here's what I didn't like. Ripping the stickers everywhere I went. I was ripping stickers and finding stickers and it just holographic. Yeah, there you go. It just got fucking annoying ripping the stickers all the time. And then this Bowser fight at the end was really annoying. It was difficult, and it just took a while. But like I said, the art style was great. The stickers looked great. It goes back to turn-based fighting, which was good. With the stickers. Oh, you had these, see the stapler? I thought those were great, actually. The art on those was great. So you had these attacks, which were very much like JRPGs, that would come in, and like a giant stapler would come in, or a fan. The best one was the cat. The cat was awesome. It was hilarious in its attack. But it was like I said, I didn't, of all of them, I liked it the least, but it still had good aspects to it. Yeah, you could block. And so it was, like I said, it wasn't bad. But it was the worst of the few. Yeah, art style was amazing in this one. I thought they really hit it out of the park. All right, so after Sticker Star was Color Splash. When am I going to get an HD camera? You can, if you haven't been looking at the picture of me, I'm getting like it's getting better and better and better as we go along. We still don't have the full setup behind me, but it's getting better. All right. So, Color Splash. Some people like it, some people don't. I actually liked Color Splash. I started it on August 1st, and it took me 46 hours to complete. It was kind of like Sticker Star, but it was on the Wii U. Yes, it's about the time. Cool. I liked how it played with color. Again, the whole world looked like it was made of cardboard. If you can kind of look at this, like look at those sconces with the flames. The flames look like paper, and the sconces look like cardboard. I mean, just the world looked amazing, right? Unfortunately, I couldn't stream. It required the Wii U controller, because that's where you did all the cards, and I couldn't share the screen, so I had to kind of just do the card stuff off screen. Yeah. I thought it was a little dark too, because when you died, the shy guys with the straws would come up and like suck all the color out of you. And I was like, holy shit, that's dark. um but unlike Sticker Star, I didn't feel like the cards were as tedious as the stickers. Yeah, it was unsettling. I didn't feel like the cards were as tedious, and maybe it was because um, you were getting enough of them all the time. They didn't seem as rare. You could find them fairly easily, so I didn't feel like it was as bad. um, there was a lot of emphasis on just-in-time button pressing and all this other stuff, and the color really kind of was part of the game. Lockdown has been long for Murray. Hey, it's a raid! Hey everybody, welcome. Come on in. It's my 1-year Streamiversary. Come on in. I'm going through Paper Mario, talking about all my raid. I'm going through the Paper Mario. This is my Paper Mario retrospective, and we're talking about all of the different Paper Mario games, and we're on Color Splash, so you kind of came in near the end, but anyway, this is so in the end I kind of liked Color Splash. I thought it was really good. So hey, meet Chris Kid. Hey, Close. All right. Well, thanks, Close. Thanks so much for the raid, and I hope the second dose doesn't knock you out. I felt a little achy after it, but I was okay. So it was very divided. I have a friend who said he did not like this game. Yeah, fingers crossed. But thanks for the raid, my friend. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Let's see, how long did I play this one for? 46 hours. So I played it for a while, and I think that's probably why some people didn't like it. It was a very long game, and it had a different kind of layout. It was kind of a map, almost like Super Mario World, where you kind of went from place to place, and so it was a little bit different in that sense. Yeah, yeah. So Sticker Star, I'm saying, is my least liked, but it's still not too bad. So, but I kind of liked Color Splash. All right, so let's talk about Origami King. So I feel like here, hold on. So Origami King, I did like. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that pass. I thought Origami King felt more like Thousand Year Door and a regular Paper Mario. I kind of it was kind of a little controversial in that the battle was with the rings, which we're gonna see here in a second. But I kind of liked that. I liked that it wasn't the same old, and they tried to introduce something new to the whole thing. So I thought that was really good that they tried to do something different and not just kind of play with the same old stuff. But I do feel like, yeah, it had a great story. Bowser wasn't the bad guy this time. In fact, you can see he's kind of standing with Mario in this one. So that's cool. Bowser's not bad. He's just misunderstood.
He's just drawn that way.
He's just drawn that way. Let's see. It took me about 37 hours to complete. Much better story, probably since Super Paper Mario. Great characters, great companions. I like how they played up the origami theme to the whole thing, with all the papers and the folds and all that stuff. We're too gimmicky. Well, you said that about the Zelda games too, though. Per thing.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like every one of those games, it was like, what gimmick can we pull out?
Yeah.
And we're just going to, instead of having some theme about this game or some story, we're just going to say, oh, we've got this gimmick, and this is the gimmick for this game, and everything will be based around this gimmick.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my take on it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I totally agree. Unexpected Enemy. Again, the art style was really good. They leaned into the origami thing. Uh, it kind of goes back to the whole world being made of paper. It's funny. This whole thing started because that N64 didn't have much 3D capability, and so they just kind of leaned into the 2D aspect of a card from a 3D world, and they made this whole kind of paper theme to it. So it's pretty cool how they did that. I liked the new wheel combat. I wonder if we're ever going to get to the wheel combat. Yeah, I didn't like the where you had to kind of go down below the ocean and stuff like that, though.
You've never liked underwater levels, have
I've
you?
never liked underwater levels. That's true. I did think that the it was weird that the major bosses were like I guess art tool items like pencils and hole punch, but then they kind of leaned into it, and I thought that was really good. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. If you look at all how the room evolved over time, um, yeah. Let me see. Say something, Neil.
hmm?
Okay.
What
No, I was just checking your mic levels.
is test 1 2?
No, you're good. You're good. Um, but yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. That's the whole series. Um, yeah. Oh, I should put my Neil icon back. Um, yeah. So definitely the the whole series was really good. I would recommend playing definitely Thousand Year Door. Thousand Year Door was my favorite. So yeah, I'll take a stand and say Thousand Year Door was my favorite. But I thought kind of runners up were the original Paper Mario and Origami King. I thought those were if I were to pick my top three, those were my top three. Would be Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, and Origami King. Um, but I wasn't disappointed with a lot of them. I liked a lot of them. Uh, um, yeah, see, this whole wheel combat I liked because it made you think as you were doing it. So yeah, yeah, I definitely thought Thousand Year Door hit it out of the park when it came to just like it brought the it well just the reason I like this thing is you had to think about your moves, right? And that was the same thing with Thousand Year Door. Am I going to use this attack versus this, or am I going to do this, or am I switch out companions? So the whole idea, which is all about RPGs, is it's not just a mash thing. It's a figure out the strategy against this boss type of thing, right? Yeah, yeah, exactly. I thought the ring system was really cool. And I thought it was funny. I thought the whole punch boss was funny. Like they had it kind of almost like a cult thing with these people with hole punched in their heads and stuff like that. The story was done really well. So, all right. Yeah, and I would say so if I was going to pick the top 3, I would say, and I mentioned this before, my bottom one would be Sticker Star, just because of the tediousness of it, of pulling all the stickers. And also you had those special attacks, you had to get certain 3D items in the world and then turn them into stickers, and that became kind of like tedious as well. So, all right. Well, there. I hope y'all enjoyed the kind of retrospective there. So I will do a a Legend of Zelda one later on. All right.